Live. Checking.
Can you hear me now? Fuck.
Yeah, you're showing up green as shit.
Oh, okay, you can hear me now. Well, you probably should have checked that before. Jim, say something.
Oh, no, I have to scroll down. I have to scroll way down for all the different audio inputs, and so I don't look at your guys's until somebody says something.
Maybe check it before the fucking stream starts, maybe?
Doesn't help. This is why we have an Audacity backup. But it's up and running.
This is why you should check before it goes live, sir.
So,
Let's work for you later.
This is why.
Oh, God.
It's up and running. Don't worry about it.
Not anymore.
Take
I
it.
don't even know what to say now. It's just fucking...
We're professional as fuck, bro.
There ain't
All
nothing
right.
professional about this.
Alright, here, let's do some housekeeping, then we'll just launch into the whatever.
I'm not cleaning nothing.
I assumed. I've seen your apartment. That's fine.
Fuck you. My apartment is fine.
It's just fine.
There's
It's
only
fine.
one beer can out. Only one.
Right in the middle of the kitchen.
No. Because I picked it up off the floor.
Alright, so catch all you guys up who listen to us, hanging out, listen to chat. We had a conversation a couple of weeks ago. We're going to do, because we're going into the holiday season and shit gets complicated. It's going to get complicated for us. It gets complicated for yes. We book out a couple months ahead of time. We're just not going to have any guests on the show till January that haven't already been on the show. Just so we can move stuff along. There's a lot of content we're going to be able to talk about it. And if we bring somebody on that you've already been introduced to and you know, it's just, it's a shorter, hey, how you doing, what you been into? As opposed to our normal format where we're showcasing a content creator. So, Elmer was going to come join us tonight, but he is working. He might jump in the middle of the call at some point. I don't know, but I'm not optimistic. He in Colorado.
You're not going to play the role of optimistic prime tonight?
It's really, I'm more of a pray for rain and prepare for sunshine type of dude.
Wish in one hand, shit in the other.
Yeah. Kind of sums me up. In totality.
Wow.
I hadn't sworn, so I had to swear.
I'm caught up.
Okay.
I need somebody in the chat to keep track of all the curse words as well. Run any running total at the end of the show, and the winner will get fabulous prizes. Whoever curses the least will get some prizes.
I told Rick this one day. I really want a header or a little sounder that says, fabulous cash and prizes, and then kind of like in that real fast automotive voice, cash not included. If I could get that guy, that radio voice guy, to cut something like that, that'd be awesome.
You know, chat putting Rick as MAA, which makes sense. I just want to keep calling him Ma, Ma,
So,
Ma. I don't know why.
oh,
I don't know.
I can see why you guys weren't being heard at the beginning. Audacity crashed on my system, so
It.
that's what killed it.
Oh.
So it took out, yeah. So
I don't know what any of that means.
Just-
This is fine.
just means that.
Fuck that shit.
Oh, I think he's still mad. I think he's still mad that we didn't actually call him when we didn't have a guest tonight.
I mean, it was really last minute.
It was
It was kind of like I was in the car, getting out of the car in my house, and I was like, oh.
So,
Yeah,
Well-
and then and he pulls up the streaming and he just types right in live chat, "Hey, can you take a break and call me real quick?"
What the fuck else you gonna do?
Like, what do you want?
hey, at least you didn't get the phone call that I got. I got a phone call, and he literally said, "Hello? Hey, let me call you right back."
Click. And never did.
I mean, that sounds like a very Rick thing to do.
We actually,
Shit. I literally talk to like 2 people on a regular basis. Like I'm like the shittest friend ever because I just don't like, hey man, how you doing? It's just, I'm just horrible at that shit.
I mean, I work on the phone, so I don't like being on the phone that much, so it doesn't bother me that much.
I don't think I've texted my best friend in like 3 months. Like, hey, what you doing, bro? No, we're dudes. I'll see you at a bar sometime. Happens.
Weird dudes, I'll see you in a bar sometime.
yeah, but his
I
best
like-
friend lives in Australia, so.
Yeah.
No, I meant like non-gaming.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you have friends outside of gaming? Who does
Not.
that?
I mean, eh.
Eh. Who does that? Game is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Subject to interpretation.
Me.
All right.
So,
Wow.
what other
Kick back on. Fuck you.
what other housekeeping bullshit do we have to go through?
That's about it. If you've been on the show, I'm looking at you, Boop, and you'd like to come on in the coming weeks, hey, why don't you just send me a message and we'll figure that out.
Holla at your boy. Make that shit happen.
But regardless, well, do you guys want? Let's go around the room. Say, let's talk about our Destiny week. Let's do Jim. Let's not
Sure.
do Jim, but let's talk to Jim.
I mean, please no.
No,
Gotta buy me dinner first, wine,
completely sober right now. I mean,
sweet nothing. Right. So, I'm closing in at 950. Like 947 and some spare change. Getting close to 948. I'm pretty happy about that. I didn't get nearly as much time in the game last week as I would have liked to, but what I did play, I enjoyed. And didn't quite finish the exotic bow quest. I still got to do the strike yet. And I've just been too lazy to hop in and even try it. Just won't do it. But today, hopped in as soon as I could. Started messing around with Festival of the Lost, and it's good. It's fun. Cool stuff to be had. Haunted Forest is just as good as it was last year, if not better. It feels more fun. It feels more faster paced. The boons rotate every time you go through. I think every time you beat a mini boss, the boon changes. So you'll have fucking, blackout, and then you'll beat a boss, and then blackout will be gone, it'll be something else.
Yeah.
So you gotta kind of be on your toes, which is fun, a bit. But when you figure, I didn't realize that was rotating every single time. I thought it was each instance. I was surprised. I'm like getting one-shotted by thralls. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look down and there's blackout. I'm like, oh, that wasn't there a second ago. When did that happen? But probably my third run through, told one of the little orange bar guys, the demons that you have to unlock the door and shit. And he dropped a Monte Carlo.
Oh, fuck you.
So I finally got a Monte Carlo. Tell you,
We're gonna talk about that in a second.
that's a nice gun. That's a nice gun, and it's nice. It's nice. Like it.
Okay, so when we were playing last night, in sixes, and Ryan goes, I'm like, I got Monte Carlo. I never use it. And Ryan's like, use that shit. And I think like 2 minutes into the game, I'm like, I'll feel bad. Because it was like,
He's like, I got my melee back. I got my melee back. I got my melee back.
like literally, like
Right.
smash somebody, and 10 seconds later, I'm like, and my this is unfair. I'm taking this.
Right. Exactly. It's like,
This is
I think
unfair.
the best thing about it is that you could use Peregrine Greaves, Monte Carlo, and then anything, any elemental,
Whatever.
any subclass, and you get your shit back. Like you no longer have to be tethered to like striker, which huge free up for me because I play style. I've got to have that shoulder charge most of the time. That's what I like to use. So it's a cool gear choice. And the thing is, even if you took away that really, really great perk, the weapon it's effective by itself. Really steady, hard hitting. It has amazing target acquisition on it. Like,
Flinches people.
fuck yeah, it does. I went into zone control, not zone control, but momentum control, which you haven't played it yet. Ooh, mama, that's fun. Momentum control, they just up the damage on everything. And you only get ability regen for a kill. So exotic perks notwithstanding, so insurmountable skull fort works in there. But it's insane. Like you just get, you're basically doing like a third of a clip of Monte Carlo and half of a miss, and you still kill the guy. You're like, oh, nice. No, and I don't know if it's an effective range thing or if the damage buff is that high, but you can take out people with like short range shotguns from a lot further away if you have a good dead on bead. Sniper rifles, forget it. Sniper rifles are insane. Just the bullet misses you and you're like, oh, I'm dead. You know, it's. I was taking out like whole teams with truth at a radius of holy shit, this is not physically possible. The official measurement of it. Like this should not happen o'clock. And it's a lot of fun. And I think that they probably had all the mechanics in place and it was going to be a clash thing. And I'm like, you have to do something else, otherwise it's just mayhem without the super regen. So adding control in there and then throwing the point balance to 200 just makes it something where you still have an objective based thing, but you're just going insane while you're doing it. So it's kind of like weapon damage based mayhem is what it boils down to with a control mechanic. Really cool. That would becomes a permanent part of the rotation. Really nice.
Well, Brian, besides what you and I did in your Nightfall endeavors, is there anything else?
Yes, and I'm going to start this story by asking you both a question, though. There was a comment put out, because of the size of Destiny's files and consoles and computers and stuff, that they're going to have to start removing some content. And one of the things that was brought up was Gambit or Gambit Prime. Did we ever talk about this?
Yes.
What version of Gambit would you guys like to see gone? If they had to take one out.
Baby Gambit.
Okay, so I took a buddy of mine in who has never played Gambit Prime last night for the first time to play a match of Gambit Prime. And after about 7 minutes of that shit, he's like, yeah, I don't ever need to play this again, and left the match. He hated it that bad. He's like, I'm fucking out. Just went over to regular Gambit.
It is kind of polarizing. Like, some people, I mean, it is. Like, when you talk about the Gambit, I guess, community, not even just, if you play Gambit, you either don't like it or you like either or. There's few people that like both that I know.
I like them both.
I enjoy them both for different reasons, but if I had to choose, I'd go with Gambit Prime because I feel like
it's faster.
A lot more it's faster. There's more plays to be made. I don't like the idea of there being rounds. I like the idea of you've got one chance to do this, but the match can swing both ways. It feels more like a Crucible match in that sense, and I think that's part of why I like it. It has that feel to it.
We need to cut down the goddamn invaders. That was the part that was killing him. He was just like,
Ryan, turn up Jim.
That's not my fault.
Yeah, it's 100%.
It's not my fault.
I mean, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm speaking.
That's all that matters.
That's right. That's right. But this is why we have Audacity.
It's just does nothing for us right now.
I mean, not in the moment. No, not for the
I should
live
probably
show.
start that. Hold on. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you fuck.
Yeah. Okay, so well, can we delete Mercury? I mean, is that an option?
I don't think Mercury takes up that much space, to be honest with you. And now
If-
that I can think of it.
If we could
But they-
keep the
what they
public
were-
event, that public event's
I mean,
kind of cool.
Yeah, I
Can we
think what they were
delete
alluding.
Mercury and the Infinite Forest? Is that possible?
I think what they were alluding to was more the fact that as they add things, they have to take some things away, like the seasonal, like the Vex offensive is going to go away at the end of the season, which is a huge activity.
Right.
And I like Vex offensive. Can you really see yourself playing Vex offensive 6 months from now?
Kind of like
I-
It's a
Menagerie.
I don't really have a
Yeah.
reason to go into it now, to be honest with you.
I don't really. I enjoy it when I go in. Now, it's not a compelling thing to go into for me. But it's not the first place I think of. And part of it's because it's a new activity, and we're kind of predispositioned to feel like you can go into activities whenever you want when you get around to it. I think we have to change our mindset in that relation, because if there's going to be activities that are only going to be active for that 3 months, bitch, you better get in there.
I could see
and try to get something out of it.
I could see the forges going away and nobody missing that either.
I agree. Although I agree with you on that, I do feel like the forges are cool. They're a short little diversion where you can get some loot and just have some fun.
Yeah, but I don't.
Nice little-
I don't hear
What about
anybody in the
this?
community crying about them going away if they did.
Look, okay, let me throw this out there. We don't need 4 of them anymore.
No, just
'Cause you
just
can
just
get
give us the
everything.
one.
Yeah, you can get everything from the last one. So you can.
Yeah,
You can
well,
whack
they've
3.
changed that to where you can get everything from any of them now, and they just rotate once a week. So, like, the idea of them rotating, the only thing you would lose by losing the other forges is the ability to get Ignazi's Burden. So, if they would just change that to a quest-based thing that was not tethered to each of those encounters and shit, I think it'd be fine. I still don't have it. I need to buckle down and finish the shit.
Yeah, well, we could do that together because I'm at that adventure part of it.
We could if
I'm
Jim
not
would.
that far. I still need the last thing.
We could if Jim actually showed up when we called him and said, "Hey, we're gonna play, fucker."
Nobody wants to play the Forge, bro. It's fine.
Just
Pardon me for actually having a life for once. Outside
The,
of Destiny.
I mean, they can't get rid of the farm because the farm is story based. I mean,
Yeah.
you would have to basically
Who
we
wanted
just
to get rid
wreck
of
the
that anyway?
entire Red War campaign to get rid of the farm because keep having
Yeah.
a
Are-
farm.
are we
campaign.
are we thinking of destinations they need to get rid of, or are we just thinking about specific parts that they could pull out that wouldn't really change anything?
Right.
I
And
mean-
that's the thing, like, how much actual install space are we talking about unless we're removing, like, destinations?
Is it-
or like maps, for example. Like, there's Crucible maps that need to go. There's Gambit maps that need to fucking go.
I don't
Those
disagree
type
with
of
that.
space.
I guess the question here is, they're saying, size wise, but is it also
Yeah.
user that people just aren't doing? Is there things in the game that people just aren't playing? Is that the stuff that really needs to go?
I only
And-
know one person personally that plays the Forge.
I
And
do
he's
in
just
the
playing.
game.
He's just playing catch up though. I mean, it's like I never got around to this, so I'm doing it now.
Well, tell Mylan to get fucking playing D2 and it'll be alright.
That's not true. Mylan doesn't play well. Stop it.
What is it? Spreadsheet streamer? Is that what they call him now?
I thought it was Word docs. Has he moved on to spreadsheets then? That was Word docs.
I think he's still on Excel, bro.
Really?
Which is not the best way to do scripts, but
No.
reminded him.
So Mercury.
Murky.
You go straight in the shitter.
Thank you. I'm not the only one.
Just pull the
The
public
thing is,
event out of it and put it
Mercury-
somewhere else.
Mercury would not be so bad if the developers who made it didn't make it so that putting a sparrow in there crashes the planet. maybe if the developers that made it were fucking competent
I-
and could allow a sparrow in there, it would have been nice.
Could also do without the emo guy that's standing in that tower.
Oh, he needs to get his dick ripped off and shoved down his throat. That's all there is to it. Brother Vance needs to be
Dude.
brother.
That's a little rough.
Dude,
I hate that.
he's just a fanboy. I mean, come on.
No, there's fanboys and there's fuckboys. He's a fuckboy.
He's like a Star Wars fan.
Brother Vance is a straight up incel, dude. He's an incel piece of
Yeah.
shit. One of those guys.
He's
Yeah.
a big sycophantic.
Yeah. If by sycophantic he needs to die, yeah, absolutely. Okay.
I want to kill first.
Rahul?
I mean, I don't know. Okay, name a character that is less impactful and the
Everest.
same amount.
Tess Everest.
Tess
Executive Hito or whatever.
Hito?
Whatever. I
The
don't know.
dude from the Iron Temple in D1?
I don't know. I don't do New Monarchy. That dude.
Oh.
Oh,
He
okay.
hasn't said anything in a year.
I
Is
mean,
this
he
the reason
won.
we don't have faction rallies? Maybe because space.
Not that. I think that I think they want to make it meaningful. They don't want it just to be like another vendor. Like they need to bridge that gap somewhere between what the faction rallies were and having access to them as vendors is where we need to be. I think that it would be if you could make faction rallies kind of a season-long thing.
Like D1.
Well, no, like the actual faction rally in the sense that like season you're building towards something, and at the end of that season it resets. But at the same time, there are also vendors that you can buy stuff from, get rules and weapons and shit. I think that would be perfect. I don't like all the factions, but that's part of what the factions are supposed to evoke. They're supposed to evoke these
Yeah, man.
choices and shit.
What faction did you guys play for when they were around?
That orbit.
Why don't you guess?
Well, you seem very emo, so I'd have to say Dead Orbit.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I played Dead Orbit, but I also want to slap dude around quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shut up, Trent Reznor.
I was only there looking for a black shader, so
Exactly.
Yeah.
that's the only reason.
Oh, cool.
And then they came out with Super Black, and there was no reason to go back.
Yeah, Super Black was
I know.
still probably the best shader Destiny's ever had in terms of versatility. It was all black for sure. Like you could have like this crazy outfit in Destiny 2 with all these different colors. You could have one thing that's all black.
Black goes with everything.
Yeah.
So we could get rid of Titan. I mean,
The planet type? No.
Yeah.
I think there's more stuff that's going to happen on Titan. to be honest.
There's too much potential there. Like, I don't want them to get rid of it. I want them to use the space.
Titan is huge.
Yeah.
It's unused.
they haven't done
You are 100% correct.
other than the fact I ran that goddamn Nightfall 5 times on it last night and went, that's the only reason I'm here. Like, there is no other reason to go to Titan whatsoever.
Well, like if you took the arcology, for example, and opened it up on patrol and put patrol beacons in there, and that's all you did, it would be. I would play it. I would go back.
Titan
there.
is huge.
Yeah, there's
Like,
just
Yeah.
it's just a
it's
lot
not
of wasted
easy.
space.
Yes. Yes.
There's enormous parts on Titan that you go through once in the campaign, and you don't ever go back there.
Does Titan scream at you that the developers had a different idea originally on how they were going to use the space, and then something happened story wise, and they were like, "Oh, fuck all that, we're going over here now."
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's how it feels.
Really does.
Legitimately.
Yeah. Now the thing is, what I like about that, there's other planets that don't really kind of get their due either. You know, I don't particularly like Io, but it's got some cool spaces as well. Because of the way the seasons are rolling out, the way that they're taking the game moving forward, it wouldn't be that difficult for them to write things that take us back there. Because we're not going to get another thing coming back like the moon next year. I don't see that happening. I would like that, but I don't think it's going to happen. We have a really good, well-rounded number of spaces to use, and they need to start leveraging the assets that are in the game more. I think that, again, bringing the moon back was the right take. I think that as we go forward throughout the seasons, that we need to see more of that. more. Like, if you're gonna bring anything back from D1, honestly, and this is gonna sound stupid, you guys are probably gonna hate me. I want to see the part of Mars from D1 come back.
Yeah, it makes sense.
A lot.
As opposed to like totally reinserting Venus.
Which Venus, I liked Venus very, very much.
Oh, you already have half of Mars, so you can delete
Right.
something and make more Mars.
Right, I would love
Thematically
to make more Mars. Delete something else and make more Mars.
I feel like
that's a hell of a.
the EDZ and Nessus were dev phase because they look like old Russia and Venus.
Fair.
Yeah.
I mean, they have part of old Russia. They have part of the Cosmodrome
I feel
in
like
the game.
I feel like EDZ and Nessus were the first two to come in D2's content, and so they get the most work and attention. Is because like if you look at IO, it really and I know this isn't the case, but it looks like copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste all the way around. There's not a whole lot of unique anything going on IO.
Yeah, and part of that is just the nature of the
They ran out of time.
structures and the way. Well, that too.
There was that.
There is
So let me ask you guys this: with everything that, well, we had a bunch of changes today, and obviously there's new content today. Ryan, I don't know if you even got to get into anything today. I got to kick it around a bed.
You saw what I was into. You were with me. I saw the movie.
Oh yeah.
Which I wanted to ask you about that later.
We need a pause feature. Because if you spring a cutscene on me after a patch and don't tell me, like, what if I launched the game and I was going to go to the bathroom while things load? Because we're used to having things have to load.
Remember
miss
we used to
that
be able to,
cutscene.
well, remember we used to be able to pull up the cutscenes in like perpetuity. You could go back and watch a cutscene, or at the very least, you could go play that mission again. That's not. But yeah, I get you.
I miss the ability to play any story mission at any time. I miss that a lot. You need to do daily or weekly heroic story missions on every destination. You also need to be able to pick other story missions, well, for no reward other than a small amount of XP and maybe a bit. Just if I want to play the fucking story mission, just for fun. I need that option.
Did it
Tell
a
me
lot.
it's going to take up any reason. I did it a ton. I played the Blade of Crota for times at any other story mission in any game I've ever played. That was my go-to. It was just a fun mission, but it was also farmable for certain things. It was,
Mine was the Undying Mind.
Sure. I thought it was a strike.
Yeah, I just did that over and over.
You can do the strikes now on these things.
Over.
I was spending way too much time raiding in D1. So, Boop says he wants the Dreadnought back.
No,
You
we
could do
can't
that
have it.
back. I'd take that. I'd take
The
it.
first, I love the first moon mission. Farmed so many times for so many hive for
sure.
Necrochasm. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The best thing in the world was when they edited that and they changed the voice and they when it was we've awoken the hive, but then he coughs and he's like, I don't know what was wrong with me. The ghost. Do you remember that when they?
Yeah.
What was it? Dinklage. They edited it in the Dinklage bot.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
I'll tell you a quick funny story about Necrochasm. You had to get the crux of Crota.
Mm-hmm.
I think I wasted like a week trying to find that, and I was just like, oh, why won't this thing drop? I think you had to kill wizards. Was the quickest way to get it. And the reason mine never dropped because mine had dropped a very long time earlier in the past, and I had never noticed it in the industry.
Was it in the Postmaster?
No, it was just like in there.
Mm.
Well, it could have been in the post. I was just like, oh, I already have this. Excellent, step 2. But legitimately, like, wasted a week. It's like, why can't I farm this? I got it. Oh.
When Age of Triumph came around and they reintroduced the Necrochasm, you had to get the crooks again. I immediately went to the moon to get it. 'Cause I'm like, well, I better get this done first. And hopped down into we woke in the hive area of patrol, killed a bunch of shit, went all the way down as far deep as I could go, and then turned around and came all the way back out for like in 15 minutes, just trying to get something to drop. As I'm coming out of the room to jump up on the ledge to go outside to where that dead guardian is, just as I make the jump, in other words, like my feet left the ground, the crooks came into my inventory. It actually had fallen from one of the first things I had killed, but I didn't pick it up.
Perfect.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Did you see any of the dungeon at all?
I've seen it. I haven't myself jumped into it yet because I haven't done the quest. It looks pretty fucking good.
I'm into this. I'm 100% into this.
Describe,
Not
please.
10%, not 50%.
It's
100%.
there's like, I'm sure somebody has like a complete guide on it now. Like,
Well, Fallout's got 5, but
I'm sure Rakakis has one now where it's like, okay, this is what this means. But
It's 10 minutes and 1 second long.
probably.
does
But,
it say interesting
It's
a whole
45
lot?
seconds of guide.
It's kind of like a 3-man King's Fall, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's like a totem board and yeah, I'm into. I want to do it, like, and I want to do it a lot. And you can also get the Xenofang. Apparently, it's a very large machine gun that you can't hold the trigger down because it flies all over the place. So I want this in my life.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I got to hold that at Guardian Con, so I'm like, oh, this.
Oh, good lord. So, oh, shit. Green wants Dinklebot back.
No,
He's been saying that for years.
Okay.
I mean, Dinklage is way more expensive now.
At least.
Jim, homework
Done
assignment.
everything.
Homework assignment for you for next week with your little cam thing. Put a little Dinkle above you instead of your background. Not the ghost, just Dinklage.
Dinklage.
I don't give a fuck about Dinklage. I don't give a shit.
I will make one of these and put Dinklage behind me. I'm not scared.
I'm not scared of anything. I just have standards.
Little baby Dinklage hovering over your shoulder.
I, on
Turning.
the other hand, do not.
You're gonna flop out your baby Dinklage?
There you go.
Oh,
You knew it was coming.
yeah, more or less.
I mean,
And Leviathan's Breath, you can knock that out in about 2 hours, by the way, Jim. You had mentioned that earlier.
well, I finished everything but the strike. I just haven't touched it.
That's not fun. That's not ideal.
The strike is not fun.
It's not. It's well, I did it at like 420 something. It's probably easier when you're close to 950. But yeah, that was not everything. The burn is every element burns. That's what the burn is for that strike.
Shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm at like
Everything killed you.
I'm close to 950, so it's probably gonna be fun. It'll be fun. Be fun. I'll go in with Paragon Greaves, the shoulder charge of my choice, Monte Carlo, and we'll have fun. Fun.
It's not gonna work. It's way too much arc shit.
Way to piss
Listen,
on
you
my
know how
beat.
desperate we were to beat this thing? I actually broke a sniper rifle out of the vault.
Oh my God.
Because everyone was running around trying to stay alive. I'm like, okay, I'll remember how to do this. And legit, that was the only reason we were even DPS in the boss. Is I would go all the way on the other side of the map while they were running around and go click, click, click. Okay, I'm out of ammo again. Gotta get some more of that shit. Horrible.
So, all right.
And then you get a giant bow that you'll shoot 3 times and never use again.
I mean, I'll probably use a little bit, like 4 times.
Maybe.
So, Rick, did you get
It's a bow.
the exotic bow?
Yeah, I got it the day of when it was available.
I've heard a lot of opinions saying it's hot garbage.
It's very situational. What's that? Like if you've got, I mean, if you're doing a strike or maybe in a raid where there's a lot of trash mobs, I could see where that would be really handy because you could technically DPS the boss and then, blow out all the ads. I don't know why you would use it over a lot of other things. There's better options out there.
It's dumpster fire.
There you go. Heard it from her.
I wasn't going to give my opinion on it because I
Don't want to piss off the bow community?
No, I just don't use bows, so I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm not a bow guy either.
Coolish.
On the same token, like, I want to use it, I want to try it, just for the fun factor. There's plenty of stuff out there, like, I never got on the Sleeper Simulator train.
I'm still trying to get that fucking thing.
Really?
Yeah, I could never get a team together to go finish that final mission. Even at 950, that mission's rough. Where you got to go back into the tower.
Simulator?
No, sorry.
No, you're thinking about the other thing.
The Prime, yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
Prime.
We need to
Yeah.
get to that too, man. I'm
in.
I'm in for that. I can run that shit. Not in my sleep, but I can run it pretty well.
Sorry.
I mean, there's a jumping puzzle. I'll catch up eventually.
Me too. Because I'll float.
Dude, I had it down. Like, there's certain gear. There's like certain spots where I change gear. I get to certain places, I would switch out from my skull fort down to floaty boots, and I would use those to not die.
The I was talking to a friend on the phone while I was doing the whole Leviathan's Breath part, and I was in the tower because you have to go through this whole. He can't say anything. Here's all of a sudden here's a different. I'm like, you sons of bitches, Bunchy. You come up with my one weakness, jumping puzzle, and it's literally like a tube with 2 steps you have to jump, and I managed to die in that. I'm just like, God damn it.
Do you remember the Whisper mission where you had to run down the end? There was a jumping puzzle right in the middle.
Oh my god!
I eventually got that one down, but it's like muscle memory.
On the Warlock, man, I was running that with the crew and just could never get there. Finally, I just sat at the beginning of it and let them 2-man it. And I was just like, okay.
See, this with jumping puzzles, it's the same way every single time for me. First time through, I get it. First try. Every time after that, it's a fucking struggle for me. Happened with Fog, with fucking King's Fall, with fucking Whisper, horrible.
The Vogue one on PS4 being a Warlock wasn't that bad. You could, if you could time it, you could jump, only have to hit one thing in the middle, and then hit that little ledge you'd have to land on. But then they changed something, and every time you'd hit that final ledge, you'd bounce the fuck off and die.
Yep.
And it was, oh my god. I mean, I had teams that would just, I'd be like, all right, I'll catch up eventually. So
Yeah.
that's where
I remember
the pull through
finding
mechanic.
Well, I remember as a Titan finding out that there was a way you could jump through that side tunnel, run a shoulder charge, and then hit your super with if you had Death from Above on.
Yeah.
And that's how I did Vogue every time.
Yes.
You guys don't have to wait for my super to charge.
Guys, I'll be there in a minute. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Go on without me.
No, go get your beer, go get a coffee, piss, take your bio break. I'm gonna wait for my super
That's
to charge.
that's what I used to tell everybody. We used to get together and have LAN parties and do vaulted glass and shit. And I would just have everybody else take a break while I kept attempting, and then just tell them, "All right, come back after I got through."
Right.
Because they could all get. I'm like, fuck me.
The Gorgon Maze was like that. We get to a point you try it 2 or 3 times. Inevitably, some motherfucker would be lagging behind or wouldn't understand what to do. Go to orbit. Just go to orbit. I'm gonna do it. Fuck off. Kind of thing. And then when my buddy showed that to me, that's before I even met. Back when I was only doing VOD. Not always
some motherfucker lagging
behind.
Not always, damn it.
That would be me.
That would be me.
I'm guessing Jim and Jill have played together at some point.
Yeah, we're in the same clan. We're friends. Like she saw me streaming Crota's End, and then fucking up and went out and bought a PS4 and Destiny sight unseen. And how many other people?
Yeah.
You make very bad decisions.
Well, you know, we
All
all
right.
do.
I got two things I want to bring up about some of the changes that have occurred today.
Uh-oh.
Actually, one is just about like I said, we got to talk about one-eyed mask. I'm finally.
Oh,
I am not gonna.
did the Nerf hit
Okay.
today, or did they announce
No,
a Nerf
they
today?
nerfed bottom tree striker type, and they just
They
reduced
did.
the damage.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, that's. I mean, it's gonna make a difference. But okay, everyone knows I experiment with loadouts. I mean, I just always have. I try out weird shit. Just been doing it since day one. I figured out a way you can completely break one-eyed mask as a user. I'm not telling anyone how to do it or why. It just needs to be deleted from the game. I will not do it myself. But I was just like, oh my god, they missed this. And it's almost as bad, with the exception of procking during your super, it's almost as bad as when it first came out. I was just like, yeah. So, Dungeon, you just need to delete one eye match from the game. I'm finally on that bandwagon.
Yeah,
I figured out how to hack
time.
the system today. I was like, oh. Oh,
Like,
no.
on one hand, you can use it in a very douchey way, but wearing it, like, you look like a douchebag.
I mean,
It is
There's
all
that.
encompassing. Like, it's just douche-tacular. It is like the epitome of douche.
If you put on the black armory shader, it's nice. The red and black one. I mean, you get a nice.
Yeah, but you still got the little condom reservoir head thing on your head.
That was a bad call by the art department. I'll back that up.
Yeah.
Drunken Guardian, don't feel bad. We were muted at the beginning of the podcast. You didn't miss shit, bro. You're here.
I mean,
The other thing, we kind of talked about this last week, but I didn't want to spend time. Okay, so I've played a lot with hand cannons on PC this week.
oh god.
I had kind of come up with this, and then I saw a video today by Cammy Cakes that kind of solidified this. Range doesn't matter on a hand cannon anymore, because basically all the perks you had at the beginning, it doesn't matter. It's like if you can have range fund, you can have accurized rounds, you can have rifle barrel. You're basically fighting over like 3 meters at the end of the day, because they've reduced the effective range to like to 25 to 28 meters, depending on the gun, and that's fine. And you're just pushing for 3 or 4 meters from there. On PC, we were playing. I was playing with an Austringer. I was having fun with it for a while, and I wanted to play another game, but I had to get off when me and Ryan were in Crucible together last night. I put on a shit spare rations, which is my best spare rations, and oh my god, shit changed quickly. I was like, wait a minute, there's something to this. So whatever they did on PC to hand cannons needs to be on console moving forward in any future iterations of Destiny.
Well, it's like I've been saying ever since Hercules on. I'm telling you right now, I'm calling it right here. They're going to take the PC version of Destiny 2. That's what's getting ported to PS5 or whatever the new Xbox is called, Xbox Omelet or whatever it's going to be called. And then that's going to be everything moving forward. All the patches will be pretty much congruent at that point, I think, because so much of what you see with animations and all this other shit has to be done somewhat differently because you're dealing with, at a bare minimum, half the frame rate. You lock the new console at 60, it opens things up. There's some stuff I don't think you can do at 30 frames in terms of how these guns react. I don't think it's going to ever work right. So I'm just excited, like the revelation that they could and should potentially take the PC version, put it over onto these newer consoles that can actually handle the shit, and have that cross-play, have that frame rate like that. At that point, it'll be almost a joy to go from console to console. You know what I mean? Like, because you won't really lose a whole lot of the experience at that point. Shut up. I see you over there shaking your head so fast, like your headphones are gonna fly off.
I'm curious what the glitch is that Green is referring to.
Green, explain yourself.
That's yeah. I was wanting Jim to finish up, but maybe she have time to type it
Well,
out.
yeah. Green isn't of the habit of saying vague things, and then either they won't follow up, or they'll say something and be like, "Oh, that was fixed 900 years ago," or "I've never heard of that." But he keeps his thumb on the pulse of shit.
Just like to know some more details.
Exactly.
Google it.
Googling shit.
Not you.
Oh. Okay, so he says when Magnificent Howl is active, the next crit will hit for max damage. I don't have that weapons.
Nightfall, not forgotten. Nobody knows because nobody has one,
No.
and nobody uses it anymore anyway. Because Recluse exists.
Well, Recluse, and then
Another gun I don't have.
I get hit with Luna's a lot, but like Not Forgotten, I hardly ever see.
Not Forgotten was the harder one to get.
Yeah. And I should go after him. I'm just too lazy to put in the work. Like I know I can do it. I'm fully capable of doing it. I don't want to. Don't want to.
Well, I mean, there's other stuff I want to do. That's just the bottom line. There's other stuff. There's stuff in the game that I want to do, and so it's like I just don't want to. When there's a content drought, I will sit there and grind Crucible for months, and I'm okay with it. I'm happy. Everybody else can play. I'm like, I'm cool, but like now it's like there's exotics I want to go finish off and pick up. There's gear I want to get. There's armor I would like to eventually get. I'd like to do raid eventually. I'd like to finish Acreus eventually. That's another thing.
Still gotta do I gotta do a prestige one for the catalyst. I still never did a prestige for that.
I jump in with all of the intention of going through and clearing out quests, and it's like squirrel, and just gone.
Yeah.
Never do a fuck.
But
Somebody's
I would
like,
say that like Destiny is now. I think you have that thing. There's such a saturation of things you could be doing. A year ago,
inevitably somebody that I know is on and they're like, hey, I need help with this, or I want to just go do some Crucible, or I've never played Gambit Prime before, let's go do, and it's like yeah, it's like squirrel. Just off and running.
So that's the thing, we have a higher player base now. People are coming back. Maybe in like 3-4 months it'll die down a bit, but if the seasonal content is working the way that it looks to be working, I think there's always going to be that
chase, man.
like there's this that's a good thing. Like I like having shit to do.
I've never run into an issue with player count personally. I have like a group of like 10-ish friends that I generally run with, and not that I'm not open to running with other people, but they are dedicated players. So at any time there's going to be one or two of them on, 3-man up and go and do something, So that's always been my issue.
Somewhere in one of the droughts of Destiny 2, so probably like spring of 2017, because there was a lot less people on, I just got used to solo queuing and never really got out of that. Still I can team up with, I've got people I can team up with at any given time, but I typically choose not to, just because I'm just used to I've got the things I want to do. I have my little checklist, and I go and I do those things, and I still squirrel. I will still squirrel a bunch. The fact that I went in today and got as far as I did towards that 950 auto rifle that they're selling, like all I need is like 50 or 60 chocolate strange coins to buy the remaining masks, and I can. Oh, by the way, Bungie, fuck you on that requirement.
What is it?
So in order to buy the auto rifle, you have to have 1,000 of these candies currency.
Yeah,
fine, no problem. Did that in about 4 hours, and I took like an hour and a half off to do Crucible and shit. So you can get, if you just knock out the haunted forest, you can get that done pretty quick. You can amass that shit without
Right.
a huge issue. But in order to have the privilege of taking your currency to buy the weapon, you have to have acquired all of the masks.
Yes.
Have to buy them. And
Yes.
it's like, then, well, just give them to me. Fuck you, okay? Like, make that. Maybe I don't want the fucking triumph. Maybe I just want the goddamn weapon, Bungie. I've earned the currency. The fuck out of my way. Stop cock blocking me with this bullshit. Want the masks? I'll get them, but I want the weapon today. Fuck you, fuckers. Jesus, fucking. I was frustrated. I was really
Do
frustrated.
you got any more fucks that you
Really?
can drop there? Jesus.
Fuck,
It's
fuck.
two
I'm
different
mad.
currencies.
Yeah. And there's only one currency that weapon can be bought with. One.
Can't.
I had that many. I had that.
But
And
then you had to buy the mask.
and I had been buying the masks along the way, and I'd earned some in the game, whatever. I'm down to 2. I need a total of 90. He should have never given you bitches chocolate coins. You're right.
This is true.
He's right. But that's true.
Oh.
Like I said, of course I want the mask. I just felt like that should be a requirement.
I forgot I had my mask on for several activities, but we're not going to get into all that. But I had gone to the moon to pick up my quest, and if you have a mask on, Eris gives you raisins.
Oh, goody. More shit to sit in my inventory forever.
Yep.
I just...
I want the raisins.
The other night after we were talking, I loaded up on PS4 and went back into D1, and there's still a box of raisins in my inventory from D1.
Oh yeah,
I think I still have the celery.
Yeah, I still have the celery too.
I think mine are
Ascendant celery sticks.
Oh, I forgot about
Wasn't
those.
there a thing at the beginning of D2 where there was like burnt celery or something in the game?
I think there was
Oh,
just
wilted-
celery, like
Wilted
cade
celery?
cade
Like out of your
celery or
box.
some shit.
I think they depreciated
Or in your inventory?
with like Age of Triumph or something. I don't remember, but there was some point that it turned into that. You know, I don't remember when, but it did.
I drink a lot, so I would imagine that
Same.
whole thing. This is fine. Oh my god.
Oh,
We had
shit.
Twitter questions, but
But
we also had a guest when we put out those questions.
Fair.
but Fudd's not here.
I'm gonna throw this out to the room though, because this was a Twitter question I remember. What do you think is the importance and the necessity to add Beard's customization of characters?
This should be their top priority, but only for the ladies.
No, I think that we should have had that from the launch of Destiny 2. It was something that the community was adamant about. The alpha and beta of Destiny 1. You can't tell me it's that hard to put a beard builder in there. And on top of that, it needs to be something where we can re-roll the appearance of the characters. Make it cost silver. I don't care. Make me spend 100
Wouldn't it take
silver
up a
to
lot
do
of
it.
resources though?
That's I bet you they don't do it because of the thing we were talking about earlier. That's more file room that they got to take up on your hard drive. And
It's a beard.
I-
How big can a beard fucking be?
I mean, we have the same shitty character creator we had in D1. Nothing changed.
If they introduced beards, would you delete a character to make a character with a beard?
Because when they introduced beards, they had better introduce the ability to re-roll. If they don't do
No,
both,
you don't have that.
riot.
You can get a beard, but you can only get it on a brand new character. Would you, Jim, delete a character?
No, because all my characters are female.
I mean, to each his own.
I don't want to follow a guy's ass around for a decade. I'm sorry. My ladies' butts. I like the lady butts.
I have a way better lie than that.
bearded lady. I went with an Exo just because if I can't make my character, my human character look like me, I'm not interested. So robot, go with it.
That's fair.
Like, this doesn't have the ability to make me robot.
So
Done.
there are so many bad jokes I could make here, and I don't want to do it.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
I can only imagine Rick's character looking just like him and blinding him every time he loads into the fucking... Just this bright white... burnt retinas and shit. What have you been doing?
What is the lightest skin pigment I can pick? Not light enough.
Clear.
If you have any questions in chat, just throw them in there because we're getting closer to the end. We're just like meandering. There was so much shit that happened. It was like, okay,
So,
you can't organize.
Jim started talking about this, but did you actually watch the opening cutscene?
Yeah.
Did you actually see it, or were you off peeing while it was on?
I mean, I didn't see yours. I saw mine, and then
It's
that's
the
why I
same.
told you should watch this when you were telling me about it came on. Yeah, I saw the whole thing.
Jim, did you see it? You did see it?
I got up to pee, and then I realized it was on, but my sound was muted. The PC.
Yeah.
Immediately,
I
sat and I went.
I was
Watched it.
I was curious as to what your take was. What that was representing.
I gotta be honest. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to watch it again and really take. Because I was so taken aback and in shock that I was even getting a cutscene. I didn't have the wherewithal to fully understand it. It looks like some shit's going down. I don't know what shit's going down. Something's pooping. I don't know.
I've DM'd every lore person I know, and everybody has pretty much come to the same conclusion. No fucking idea.
Okay, then I don't feel so stupid.
They have no fucking idea.
Then I don't feel
You
stupid.
could interpret it however you want. They have no fucking idea.
So
I'm sure there's a lot of stuff we're going to discover, because Reset was today. There was a bunch of stuff that dropped into the database on Ishtar Collective.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure, like, on weapons, and I noticed in the patch notes they said we've added lore tabs to a bunch of stuff. It's like, okay, maybe there's some story you can pull out of that, but other than that, she's got a crookedish smile, and outside of that, we don't know what's going on. It was a little weird. And is that the statue that's at the end of the raid, the Vex raid?
I don't know. I haven't completed it, so
I don't know if it's at the end of the Vex. I know it's like in the dungeon in the Dreaming City. It's also, I think it's in the raid. I'll find it out myself in the next 6 months when I get around to doing the raid. But that's neither here nor there.
we really need to put together a podcast raid.
That's the Darkness statue from the end of the story.
Is it?
We all missed that.
Yeah,
That's
I didn't understand what I was looking at. Like, it was difficult for me to have a reaction, not knowing what I was looking at.
If that's the case, then I must.
Oh, yeah.
When
I
you
didn't look
touched
around in that room. I just saw the ball on the ground. I'm like,
When
ooh,
you
shiny.
touch the orb and you face yourself.
When you go into the pyramid.
Yeah, no, I don't remember a statue there either.
Totally missed. I didn't look around that room at all. I saw a glowing ball. I'm like, haha! And yeah, which is pretty much how I did most of Demon.
I love that Vixen explained it to us and then now is shaming us for not having caught it.
Why are there so many moths on the moon? That is a typo. I understand there was a huge statue behind the orb, which you fail to understand is tight.
Thanks, but just perpetuate the Titans are stupid. Just don't own anything. Just blame
I
it
don't
on
have
you.
to
I mean,
perpetuate shit. I live it.
Fucking Bungie even did it. Bungie even put out a video called "Even a Titan Can Do It."
Listen, I don't get around to admiring skyboxes until about a year after it release. I mean, I'm just letting you know that right now. It's like, oh, this is pretty.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know how to check whispers.
Now, she said at Boop Cannon. They're not talking to us.
I don't know what's going on. It's fine.
They're setting up a date.
Probably.
So, whatever.
He's a nice dude.
I mean, play with the Boop Cannon.
I mean,
You lost.
how am I supposed to fucking segue out of that?
Folks, we have a Patreon. I bet you didn't know that, but I'm going to tell you right now. Fact of the matter is, we do. We do stuff with it. Patreon is there to support our endeavors to get the word out there, not just for us here at Destiny Unfiltered, but also for other content creators that maybe haven't had a platform that they should. So when we go to GCX in 2020, we're going to have a booth where we're going to not only showcase ourselves and our fan base and our community, but other content creators that need a platform, need a place to have meetups, just have some place to have some exposure. So if you're interested, head over to destinyunfiltered.com/Patreon or patreon.com/destinyunfiltered. You'll see all the exclusive content that's available, the level that you'd like to patronize at, and we'll see you there to get some great content, help out some content creators, and we'll see you at GCX next year. destinyunfiltered.com/Patreon or patreon.com/destinyunfiltered. That's where you want to be. And at destinyunfiltered.com, you can find all of our social links as well as our Discord link. Check it out. Get in there. Get involved. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. I still want to be able to do my own bio page just because I'm going to write my own bio.
Just write it. Waiting for you to write the shit.
I didn't know it was on the table.
It's
And
been on the table for 2 fucking months, Rick.
I mean,
when you asked me 2 months ago if you could do it, I said, yes. Go write it.
I got to take a picture of myself later on so Boop can cut this as the profile picture. If you're an audio listener, you're missing out. That's all I'm saying.
We also have a YouTube channel, destinyunfiltered.com/YouTube. Go there, subscribe now. Hit the
Let's
bell.
not oversell the YouTube channel. Let's not oversell. Yeah, it's there, but I mean, let's not set the expectations too high on release dates. I'm just saying.
Sir, if the audio listeners want to see video, that's where they have to go.
I mean, they can go there. I'm just not sure how often the things are going to be there. Oh, for the love of God. What even is this podcast?
What isn't this podcast? Structured. That's the only thing it isn't. It's also not filtered. Go to debt.
We wanted to do the thing. Let's do the thing. It's our show. We can do what the fuck we want.
Right. Yes.
Okay, who goes first? But no, this is
no, we're not. No, we're not.
No.
We're not.
I am muted now. How? Not you. What? Not you. What the fuck? Who the fuck is muted? Okay, it's very simple. Hair, hat, or bald. Throw it out there. Just bald. Ryan is muted. Perfect.
That's fine. I wasn't saying anything anyway.
Hair, hat, or bald.
I mean, it makes it easy, doesn't it? Ryan,
Hold on, bud.
say something.
I'm saying stuff.
No, Jerry. Oh my God. Fine.
Okay.
All right.
What?
Go, I guess.
Jim's vaping. Good. All right.
Jim is not,
I can
is
still
not
hear and speak.
All right, Jim.
Jim
What?
is not vaping.
Jim, what is your favorite food?
Chinese food, hands down.
I love that we're getting Rick's reactions to your answers.
Hungry.
Jim, what is your favorite drink, alcoholic and non-alcoholic?
My favorite drink, alcoholic, would be Yingling Lager. Non-alcoholic would be coffee, probably.
What is your dream job?
People keep asking me this recently as well. I think dream job would be something involving teaching and collaborative creation. So, like, I think managing some kind of a creative team, whether that was in gaming or doing producing in the audio realm or like video production stuff. Something where like I'm in charge and I'm teaching stuff, but I'm also like working with people. So something in the creative realm. So I've done that type of stuff in a few different fields. I know that I would like it forever. So something like that.
All right, one of each of these, please. Favorite guilty pleasure: game, movie, music.
Okay, so a guilty pleasure for me is something that you wouldn't necessarily be associated with, or people would think that you'd be into. Like, so for me, I'd say for a movie, it would like be like the Police Academy movies or something. No, if Night Court had a movie, it'd be Night Court because Night Court's my jam.
But that's not.
It's not a movie, so like, but movies probably like Police Academy because Police Academy 2 I could watch over and over and over again. I never think to watch it, and I love it, and no one likes it. For music, it would probably be DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. I love everything they've ever done.
Wow.
I love DJ. Like, I went down to Central Illinois Metal Fest in 2008. I drove by myself, which was the first time that we'd gone to the festival individually. We usually would all drive down to do it, but it was because of work schedules, I drove all on my own. Put together like an MP3 disc of everything DJ Jazzy Jeff had ever done in the Fresh Prince. And I was listening like that, the old school hip hop the whole way down. So in a death metal band, going to a death metal show, I'm just like boom ba dum boom ba dum boom ba dum ba dum ba dum.
Parents just don't understand. Yeah.
They don't understand, dude. They don't.
I did not see that coming. I'll be the first to say it. Nope.
So it was movie, music, and what was the other one?
Video game or game.
Video game. N plus, which is a side-scroller puzzle game. On PC, they had an Xbox 360, come on PS4. Not a lot of people know about it, but it's insanely difficult, and it kind of appeals to all my senses. Like, I'm a big Ninja Gaiden guy. There's a lot of jumping around with it. There's puzzle aspects to it, and it's very punishing. I dig it. It's a lot of fun.
Fair enough. All right. Favorite curse word? We already know the answer to this. Everybody just type F and oh.
Clearly, cunt. Most used to be fuck. My favorite's cunt. Easily. As well as on cunt. You can sing it. It's warm. Tastes good. There you go.
Wow. Okay.
Hey man, I only get to answer these bloods, right? So
Fair.
All right. So, I guess we'll go over to Rick now. What's your favorite food?
Steak. To the surprise of no one on earth.
no. Oh wait, I'm supposed to go.
You said Chinese food, and I just thought of like a big bowl of like noodles. I was like,
All right. What's your favorite drink? Alcoholic? I'm not even going to ask you the non-alcoholic one because there probably isn't one.
So, alcohol, Scotch. Non-alcoholic, Guinness.
I was wondering how long you could hold that.
Alcoholics don't drink Guinness.
Are you drinking? You drinking at work? This is beer. I'm not drinking. Shut up.
Oh shit!
He's been waiting weeks to answer that question.
Honestly, water. I drink probably 2 or 3 gallons of water a day, legitimately.
But do you enjoy it, or do you just do it for maintenance? There's a difference.
I mean, yes. The short answer is yes.
All right. What's your dream job, Rick?
Writing. I'd like to go back to story writing because I just never really. I didn't grow up in a part of the country where that opportunity was afforded.
Yep.
So I'd love to be able to write stories.
See, Boop, we would ask you these questions the next time you came on. Don't ruin the surprise.
Fireball is a good candy, not so great as an alcoholic beverage. Just throwing that out there.
Unless you mix it with a good cider, it has potential.
Fuck off. This is my segment.
I'm sorry. Wait. Oh, I misspelled that. I mispronounced it. What I meant to say was.
All right.
I eat a lot of Chinese food, but I'm Asian, so I don't know how to feel about this statement.
But it's not really China. It's American Chinese food, so that's kind of.
I mean,
what part of American Chinese food is actual Chinese food?
I mean, well, if you're Chinese and you live in China and you eat Chinese food, doesn't that mean you're just eating food?
It's kind of like steak to Americans, right? Or hamburgers. White rice.
No, because Canadian bacon is only Canadian bacon here.
Right up there, it's just bacon.
Bacon.
Which actually is not true. They call it Canadian bacon up there also.
It's all ham. It's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Propagated by the McDonald's.
I was up in.
That's a whole other. Don't get me started.
I was in Canada a couple weeks ago, and it literally said on the menus Canadian bacon. What is your favorite? Your guilty pleasures? Games, movies, music. And if you don't have a video
it's really
game,
hard when you're the one. Like I have a newfound empathy for people that have to answer these.
It's
like I have had time to think about it, and I still. Like,
when I wrote these out, I had like 20 that I was choosing from, and I went through and I was like, "Fuck, which ones of these could I not answer?" And those are the ones that ended up here. 'Cause, like off the top of your head, like what could I not answer other than favorite
which is
food?
Why you're going last. You still
Alright.
struggle with it.
Right,
Oh no, I
games
know
is
my
easy.
answer.
Games is easy by default because the only other game I play besides Destiny is Rainbow Six Siege, and I stopped playing that because you can't kill your own teammates anymore. Not the same way.
At least he admits it, Chad. At least he admits it.
I gave him a chance. He didn't want to fall in line. He had to go. There's clips out there you don't want to see him. It's fine.
I do want to see him act. I want to see a fucking show. I want there to be a goddamn reel of this
It's
shit.
horrible. It's so
Yes.
So
Yes.
such toxic behavior. So toxic. So music. I actually know the answer to this off the top of my head. I like Lady Gaga. I don't care who knows.
Nah,
I
she's
do.
a good musician, man.
I mean,
She's a good musician.
it's the 21st century Madonna, so
I like her music.
That's
I
not
think she's
inaccurate,
fantastic.
and I think you're right about that.
so she's got all of the talent and all of the crazy. So
That bitch can sing.
yeah, so
Clip that shit.
That bitch can sing.
Yeah.
I'm not judging.
Gaga.
That bitch can sing, man. Yeah.
That bitch can sing.
Yeah. Put a pad on NSN. Anyway,
Right.
everybody in chat's like, what the fuck?
Mm.
I mean, I do voices. I'm just saying. That's,
We both do, but it gets really bad.
what was the other one?
Uh,
Movie?
Yeah, movie.
Oh, fuck.
We're gonna get a bad answer here, guys.
If it starts with Debbie and does,
No.
we're done.
Okay, it's an old movie and it was actually remade. It's a movie called Elmer Gantry. Nobody knows what this is. It's God, it's a Lancaster movie.
Takes the ball gag and goes home too. I love Joe.
But it was actually remade. I don't know, like in the '80s. It was Steve Martin, and the guy is basically what you would be a televangelist now, like a tent revival preacher. But he's 100% a charlatan. He knows he's full of shit. And Elmer Gantry, you should watch this movie. It's a good
So
movie.
wait! Is this the one that Steve Martin remade and it was called
Leap of Faith.
Leap of Faith? Okay.
Yes. So he's the best preacher you've ever seen, and he believes none of it.
Right.
It's a.
I've seen the
This
remake.
doesn't surprise me at all for you.
Yes, I would say.
Yeah.
All right, Rick, what is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Of course.
To the surprise of no one.
I was
there's
actually,
other,
I was
there's
expecting,
other combinations I like.
I was expecting cunt from you.
No. I mean, if it's a single word, it's fuck. If I can like start slapping other curse words together, then it gets creative. But gotta go fuck.
Yeah, if you can slap a cunt in there, you got to do it.
All right,
Unfiltered.
Oh, this is fun.
It is fun.
is it?
Fine too. Yeah.
Is it? Is it really?
I'm not. Do not read that out loud. Do not read that out loud. It's fine. All right, Ryan. Ask yourself your own questions.
Favorite food? This is an easy one. Cheese. Doesn't matter. Easy. Cheese. Cheese.
It makes sense.
You can
I get
put
it.
cheese on dog shit. It will. You'll fucking eat it, and it will be fine.
Oh, I would not.
This is inaccurate.
No,
I
it's
wouldn't
true.
put Chinese food on top of dog shit and eat it either.
Wait, is it nacho cheese? Never mind. Move on.
It doesn't matter.
Who owns the cheese is not important. I don't care if it's nacho cheese or it is cho cheese. Doesn't matter.
So, favorite drink, alcoholic. You'll love this one. Coors Light.
No,
Yeah.
Pro.
No, Coors Light.
that's not beer.
It's
Not beer.
It's
it's
delicious,
so remembering the diabetic rule.
and I can drink 50 of it without
Right.
falling down.
With diabetes, if you could make it out to Western Pennsylvania, and there's a beer called Stoney's.
No,
It
yeah.
has the lowest sugar content of any beer in the states that I'm aware of.
Yeah, it's again Coors Light. so non-alcoholic diet Mountain Dew.
Surprising moment.
No. Dream job. I got fired from my dream job. Actually, I used to be a radio DJ. So I got fired for saying "fuck" live on the air.
Perfect.
Yes.
Which is what led us here.
So I learned that there is a mute button for microphones on a mixing console, and I did not hit it one night when I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone. I told my friend to go.
This happened.
Told my friend to go fuck himself, and I had a live mic. So
That'll get you fired.
they did. So
Yeah.
so I would not mind going back to that. So guilty pleasures, game, movie, music. Movies easy. Dodgeball. You guys familiar with this?
Yes.
I watch it once a week.
Unequivocally, I'm familiar with this.
Jim, do you know
What
this?
is
Dodgeball?
Oh fuck yeah! I love dodgeball,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
Do I have to
Thank
drink
you.
my own urine? No, but I do it because it's sterile. I like the taste.
So
I saw that in the theater. It was transformative.
So did
dude.
I.
People were laughing so hard they puked.
if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Oh. That guy can throw.
Wow.
Great movie, man.
Music. James Taylor. I have all of his records. Hand-me-downs from my mom, but still.
I'm against it.
Why?
But it's, no.
Why be against it?
I actually like a couple of those songs.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
Wow. All right.
I love that movie, dude.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Thank you for making me think of that movie. I love
I have
it.
to watch it now.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it tonight. I totally do.
Game. E.T. for Atari. I play the shit out of that game.
Wow.
There's a lot of shit in that game.
It's horrible. It's fucking horrible, but I love it.
Wow.
Because it's
I
so
bad
broken.
rap, though.
It's so broken that it's just fun to run around and try to find what's broken about it. So
Fair enough.
yeah, and then favorite curse word, motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
What, but that's not a card.
It is when
I
you
want to change mine.
it is when you come up through the Richard Pryor era and motherfucker was a period.
I
It was
I
kept
thought it
separate
was
for a
single
long time.
curse word. I didn't know I could use phrasing.
Yeah, use a phrase if you
Well,
want to.
okay. Change your answer then.
It's too.
No, go for it.
Nah. I'm gonna keep it this fuck.
You know, this is one of these things we're going to hear about in like the year. You know, I didn't get to do a compound curse word when I did the Fatal Fire.
Yes.
So why don't you just save us all that bullshit and just say what you want to fucking
I
say,
think
right?
I think what we should do is ask him again next week and see if he remembers any of his answers.
Yes. Probably not.
And before, like, Rick suddenly starts liking Garth Brooks.
Oh,
It's
God,
like
no.
French for...
Let's not talk about Garth Brooks.
That was the last one, right?
Yes, that was it for me.
All right. I just want to go back to the chat and say there's a sentence that says it ain't about the size, it's about the skill. I just want to point out that myth was created by a man with a small dick.
Who was probably Asian.
Just throwing that out there.
Hey, so, like, if you put a firearm in someone's hand, matter if they can shoot well or if the gun has a high caliber.
I mean, if it's a big enough bullet, it's going to hit something.
If you shoot me with anything smaller than a 38, you're just gonna piss me off.
Scarring.
Just throwing it out.
Rick just, like, flopped his dick out in the fucking podcast.
I got a scar on
That
my
is
back.
not true at all.
I had a scar on my back from a Ricochet 22.
What the? How the fuck did we get here?
Now, to be fair, with using my own example, if you miss someone with a 50 caliber sniper rifle, the muzzle velocity alone could still take their head off just from the airplane. So maybe the analogy doesn't bear close examination, but my point stands.
I'm sorry.
Chat-
I'm stuck
It's
reading
enough.
chat.
Then take us home.
Yeah.
Someone take us home. I don't feel safe here.
All right, sun's getting low.
Feel safe. Take me home.
Sun's getting a little bigger. Sun's getting low. I think that was our best one.
Yeah, well,
All right.
I watched that movie this week. I think that's why. I watched them
I
do
should
it.
probably go learn the words to that, but
That's all she says. The sun's getting low. Sun's getting low, and he's like,
No, sorry.
She doesn't like to say it like that. There's no Hulk line that goes, oh.
Rick, please get us the fuck out of here. I do not want to be responsible for the chat
All right.
tonight.
This is fine. I'm not even looking at it. I closed it. I'm just like, fuck that. I've thrown gas on the fire, and I don't have an extinguisher. Let's just, you guys.
Thank-
We're gonna do a raid, so hang out for that, ladies and gentlemen. Boys, go through raid. Stomach for a bit. Thank you
Was that
so
English?
much. Shut the fuck up. No, in all seriousness, thank you guys for showing up every week. Thanks for listening to us in your car. If you listen to us in the bathroom, I don't judge. I'm okay with that too. Just don't send me a direct message and let me know this. But we appreciate
Listen
you
to
guys.
us on a motorcycle, too. I'd like to know that.
Okay, I'll allow it. But you guys are just fucking amazing, and we are genuinely grateful and humbled that you show up to listen to us talk shit every fucking week. So thank you guys. But we are going to do a raid next week. I ain't telling you what's happening next week because I may or may not know. That is not your business.
It'll be your business next week at the same time.
Stick around for Joe Plot Writes, though. It's a good dude.
So until next week, ladies and gentlemen, Chinese food.
Ski-Doo, snowmobile,